and staff gather to say goodbye to a beloved student.
One GC professor is ready to take us on an outdoor adventure and give GC360 a look into her new book.
Georgia Power gives a powerful donation to one GC group. Hello and welcome to GC360, where news comes full circle. I'm Ross Thompson.
And I'm Maddie Holtz. We bring you news from the Georgia College campus and across the Milledgeville community. Let's get right to our top story. Our top story is with great sorrow that we mark the passing of Madison Tasker. Tasker was a senior nursing major from Gainesville, Georgia. On January 14th, Madison was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, and sadly her battle ended February 6th. Tasker was 22 years old and in her last semester as a nursing major here at Georgia College. She is described as someone who can make a friend anytime, anywhere. On Monday, a vigil was held in Tasker's honor. Students filled the Arts and Sciences auditorium to say goodbye to their beloved classmate.
In lieu of flowers, Maddie's family asks that people make a donation to United for a Cure, or the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. The Call Me Mr. program at Georgia College just received a very powerful donation.
Wednesday, the group was bestowed $10,000 from Georgia Power. This is not the first time Georgia Power has shown support to the group. They also donated $10,000 in 2019 and gave an initial donation of $5,000 in 2019.
For more information on the Call Me Mr. program, or to learn how you can get involved, contact direct Dr. Emmanuel Little at emmanuel.little@gcsu.edu.
You might be asking why the parking lot on Wilkinson Street is closed and why they are tearing it apart. Well, that used to be the Wilkinson Street parking lot. It's now going to be the home of GC's new integrated science building. Although they have already started the official groundbreaking for the new science building will be during homecoming weekend, Friday, February 21st. The building will be a staggering 43,000 square feet with 3 full levels and a partial basement. The new building will serve as a place for scientific research. This will be the first time in 9 years that Georgia College will break ground on a brand new facility. The last time GC built a brand new facility was the Wellness and Recreation Center back in 2011. The integrated science building is expected to be completed in late spring or early summer 2021. Although the Wilkinson Street parking lot is closed, the construction of the new building will not affect any normal activity on campus.
Campaigning for SGA elections began on Tuesday, but if you were unaware of that, don't blame yourself. SGA says it has not released an official list of candidates. However, the student government organization did provide the names to GC360, and here they are. Nathan Graham is running unopposed for president. Samantha Cervantes and GC360 producer Timberly Spikes are competing for vice president. Maggie Owens is unopposed for secretary, and Max Harley is running for treasurer, again unopposed. So out of 4 positions, only one, the vice presidency, is competitive. It's unclear why there are so few candidates running for these positions. Candidates are scheduled to participate in a debate next week, and elections will be held from February 19th through the 21st.
Homecoming is next week. Georgia College's alumni, students, faculty, and staff all will come together next week to celebrate. GC360's Frankie Mastras has your breakdown on the homecoming agenda and everything you need to know.
As you all know, homecoming is next week. There are many fun opportunities to get involved here at Georgia College. Here's a summary of the week.
On Monday, the office decorating contest begins. On Tuesday, there is a baseball game at John Kurtz Field and Cab Comedy Night at the Depot. On Wednesday, judging and winners will be announced for the office decorating contest, as well as both men's and women's basketball games at Centennial Center. On Thursday, there will be the Little Library decorating contest at Centennial Center. On Friday, there will be the ribbon cutting ceremony for Terrell Hall, a baseball game at John Kurtz Field, the Roaring Bobcats alumni meet and greet in Magnolia Ballroom, and then the long-awaited homecoming concert at night featuring Pajama Party, Max, and Lupe Fiasco. And finally, on Saturday, Tent City opens. There will be a cornhole tournament at Centennial Center patio, men's and women's tennis matches, a baseball game at John Kurtz Field, and women's and men's basketball games back-to-back. During the women's basketball game, the Duke and Duchess courts, as well as the Little Library contest winners, will be introduced. Following the women's basketball game is the men's game, where the King and Queen's courts will be introduced. After the game, the SGA election results will occur, as well as the winning results for both the Duke and Duchess courts and the King and Queen courts. Here, the school's flag football championship team will also be introduced. If you need more information, go to www.gcsu.edu/homecoming for a list of all events taking place during homecoming week. Reporting for GC360, I'm Frankie Mastras.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Listen now, can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now, can you feel the sun? Oh, 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 oh. Can you feel the sun?
Get caught buzzed driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom.
It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
To celebrate Black History Month, the Visitor Center in Milledgeville is running their annual African Heritage Trolley Tours. The tours focus on the history and legacy of the Black community in the city. The February-only tour has been taking place in Milledgeville every year since 2007. The tour takes you all over the town.
While we take you on multiple locations in this tour, we have 3 areas that really are our key highlights. So that would be the Allen's Market space, that would be the Sally Ellis Davis House, as well as Flag Chapel Church. Each of those properties have really unique histories, have really interesting histories that are key to understanding our community, our community's past, as well as who we are as a community at present.
If you would like to go on this special tour, the last one will happen on February 23rd, beginning at 2 p.m. Admission price is $5.
College's East Campus is home to a special series of outdoor activities called Aerial Adventures. GC360's Danielle Baguette can check it out.
This is Lake Laurel. It's more than a beautiful place to contemplate nature. It's part of Georgia College's East Campus and Ground Zero for aerial adventures. There's a zip line. It connects a challenge course to a canopy tour. The facilities are mostly used for outdoor education students, but they also are up to outside groups for trust building exercises.
The challenge course, a lot of people, it's really neat to see a high ropes course and people get excited about the idea of doing that. But what we try to focus here is on the skills that people learn as a result of doing that. So working with other people, building trust, getting to know each other beyond what we just see in each other.
Spielman says the students use the facilities to work on communication, leadership, and even resilience.
What does failure look like, right? Giving something a shot, trying it again. It may not be getting to the top of the high ropes course, but it's getting over a fear that you had before.
Liz Spielman is a professor of outdoor education at Georgia College who recently published a book that serves as a comprehensive guide to the field of aerial adventure environments.
The Aerial Adventure Environments is a book that the intention is to be a comprehensive book that includes anything from the history to operational systems to equipment to chapters on if you're interested in getting involved in the industry. So it's kind of the big, broad kind of book. Part of the reason why I did it, I was a bit of a reluctant author, but I want that book on my shelf, so I have a single resource where all that stuff is all together.
Spielman hopes her book will help guide both students and teachers alike as the field of aerial adventures continues to grow. Reporting for GC360, I'm Danielle Baggett.
GC360 sports analyst Hernan Lee is ready to break down everything you need to know about the XFL. And you might think there's nothing to do at Georgia College in the Milledgeville area, but GC360's Ana Paula Sanchez is here to change that.
They took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Oh, and welcome back to GC360. It's time for your weekly sports update. I'm Herndon Lee. The baseball team was on the road this past weekend against conference rivals Augusta. With a 9-0 win on Saturday, the Bobcats played a doubleheader on Sunday and won both games. The first game 10-7 and 22-6 in the second game, a complete blowout. The Bobcats scored 8 runs in the 8th and 9th inning of that game. The baseball team was supposed to travel to West Georgia on Wednesday, but the game was postponed until later in March. The Bobcats will be home this weekend to play against Francis Marion. The softball team will also be home this weekend to play against North Greenville. The team is now 1-3, but wins this weekend could even out their record. Now that both college and pro football is over, it can be hard for some football fans to wait until over 200 days for the next football season to start. But luckily, there's the XFL. The XFL is different in many ways. There are many rule changes that are different from the NFL. For example, the microphones for both head coaches are always on, so fans are always able to hear what the coaches are saying. And with the fans hearing what the coaches are saying, they'll have more insight into strategy and tactics. Extra points are also different. After a touchdown is scored, the team has a chance to go for 1, 2, or 3 extra points. There are currently 9 XFL teams, with the closest team to Atlanta being the Tampa Bay Vipers, whose quarterback is former Georgia Bulldog Aaron Murray. All XFL games are played on Saturday and Sunday, all the way till the championship in late April. The Oscars were last weekend. Find out who the big winners were and why the Oscars suffered a big-time loss. And join Anna Paula as we explore a little-known science museum. And you thought there was nothing to do with Milledgeville? Stay with us.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there.
Welcome back to GC360. I'm Frankie Mastras. Do you think there's nothing to do in the Milledgeville area? Well, GC360's Anna Paul is here to give you some ideas.
Hello, and welcome back to There's Nothing to Do in Milledgeville, but wait, there is. Today we're going to explore the William P. Wall Museum of Natural History. Come join us. Milledgeville is known as the antebellum capital of Georgia. Inside of Milledgeville's Georgia College is the William P. Wall Museum of Natural History. The Paleontology Museum opened in 2004 and is an official repository for National Park Service specimens.
My favorite part about this museum is watching children especially, but all people who come to visit, take a look around and just wow at ancient life and the fossils that we have on display here.
Local schools are welcome to attend the museum and can be given tours with explanations of the history of life through a geological timeline, along with crossword puzzles and coloring activities. The museum is free and open to the public from Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and can be open for special events. Located in Hurdy Hall, 221 North Wilkinson Street. So if you're ever wondering what is there to do in Milledgeville, just head over to the museum for an educational experience with your friends and family. From GC360, I'm Anna Paula Sanchez.
The museum will remain in Hurdy Hall after the new science building is finished, which is expected in the spring or summer of 2021. Now let's see what our Hot Takes anchors have for us today. Katie and Kayla, what are our hot takes?
Thanks, Frankie. Hollywood's biggest night of the year, the Oscars, took place Sunday, officially bringing the award show season to an end. This year's Oscars had some show-stopping performances, politically charged speeches, and historic wins.
Taika Waititi became the first Indigenous person to win an Oscar for Best Writing for an adapted screenplay for his movie, Jojo Rabbit, and he depicted his victory speech to all of the Indigenous people.
Have you seen that movie?
No, I have not. Have you?
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it yet, but I really wanted to. So Parasite won big on Sunday, winning 4 Oscars, including Best Picture. Parasite, which originated from South Korea, is the first international film to win Best Picture in the 92-year history of the Oscars.
James Corden and Rebel Wilson presented the category Best Visual Effects, coming out dressed as characters from the not-so-hit movie Cats.
Cats was originally released in early December and actually released in theaters twice because it had to be taken out and improve the visual effects because viewers thought the movie was so bad.
Aside from monumental wins and good jabs, the Oscar also had lots of political moments. Brad Pitt took jabs at the GOP during his speech, calling out the Senate for not allowing the John Bolton testimony.
Joaquin Phoenix called out racism and sexism in his acceptance speech, saying that we should all be nice to each other and just accept each other because we are all just one species. Bong Joon-ho called out people and expressed the importance of international films. He said, "Once you overcome the 1-inch tall barrier of subtitles, you will be introduced to so many more amazing films." Have you seen any international films?
I actually did. There was a viewing of a Japanese samurai movie a few months ago on the GCSU campus, and it was really interesting. However, no good thing comes without flaws. This year's Oscars had the lowest ratings ever, with only 23 million views on average. That was a 20% drop from last year.
Perhaps one of the biggest blunders of the night was during the in memoriam part of the show, in which the Academy honors those in the film industry who have passed in the last year.
Viewers noticed that the Academy left out multiple big names in the film industry, but perhaps the most notable were Luke Perry and Cameron Boyce.
Cameron Boyce died in July of 2019 after suffering a fatal seizure in his sleep. The 20-year-old actor was most known for his iconic Disney Channel show Jessie and Disney Channel's movie Descendants and Descendants 2.
Luke Perry died in March of 2019 after suffering a massive stroke. He was most known for his roles in Beverly Hills and 90210, Riverdale, and most recently, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This really confused fans because the last movie that Perry was in before his death was nominated for 10 Oscars this year, and he wasn't featured.
That's all for this week's Hot Takes. Let's throw it to Gabby for the weather.
Welcome back to your weather forecast. I'm Gabrielle Duchateau. What a crazy weather week.
Georgia's weather can be so unpredictable. The first thing is that we've had temperatures ranging from the high 80s, and then we had a storm with a crazy tornado watch, and then we were left with flooding, and now we're dealing with humid days and surprise rain. Not fun. Speaking of the flooding, as many of you noticed, some of Milledgeville was underwater this past weekend. It was particularly bad near the Oconee River, specifically on Underwood Road. Underwood Road connects many Milledgeville residents to their homes and some students to their housing at Arcadia on the river. There were connecting roads that allowed drivers to avoid the flooding and return home. Arcadia on the river opened their emergency gates to allow their residents and visitors entrance without worry. This road was completely closed off late Thursday night and was opened again Saturday evening when the water subsided. The flood warning in Milledgeville expired Sunday around 1 p.m. While Milledgeville was dealing with flooding as a result of the storm, North Georgia was handed a snow blanket. Areas like Cumming, Roswell, and Johns Creek had anywhere from 4 to 6 inches of snow. The snow in these areas was short-lived and had mostly melted away by the end of the day. Thankfully, this past week had been more predictable, but predictable in the sense that we knew it was probably going to rain, and we knew that it was probably going to be humid. Let's see if that's the case for this weekend. Friday is looking to be partly cloudy. It's also going to be a bit chilly with temperatures starting in the near freezing low of 33 degrees and then rising to 60 degrees. It seems pretty standard for February. Surprisingly, there's a 0% chance of rain, but humidity will be at 53%. Saturday looks like the coolest day of the weekend. Mostly sunny, a high of 56 degrees and a low of 36 degrees. Again, the chance of rain is 0%, with humidity rising just a little bit to 53%. Sunday is going to be another cooler day than what we've been used to. The high will be 58 degrees and the low will be 43 degrees. Humidity will be at 75% and the chance of rain rises to 20%. But this is still significantly less than what we've been forecasted in weeks past. Now, although the weekend resembles what February weather should look like, we're going to go right back up to the high 60s and low 70s again next week. So check back on Tuesday for your next week's forecast. Let's toss it back to the desk.
That's all today for GC360. Join us next Tuesday for our Tuesday show. I'm Ross Thompson.
And I'm Maddie Holtz. When we're not on air, we keep you up to date on our social media pages. Facebook.com/GC360, at GC360 News on Twitter and Instagram, and on our YouTube page, YouTube.com/GC360 News.
Always available to you, GC360, where news comes full circle. And it's just as simple as that.